How's the audio? Pretty good. Now, one of the good things about being in a desert is that starvation. And one of the good things about being in a desert is that not eating is not going to kill you. Dehydration will always get you first. So, like, food shouldn't be your main priority out here. Now, the odds of you dying of starvation is very low. The odds of you dying of dehydration is very high. If you are going to die, obviously, I don't plan to die. I'm not going to die. Like, you know, I'm not an idiot. But yeah. So, like, you know, you're more likely to die from a different thing. You know, so dehydration. So before you die of before you die of starvation, which sets in and kind of will kill you in about 3 weeks, you're more likely to die of injury. You're more likely to die of dehydration. You're more likely just to, you know, be rescued in that time. So since it is a slow process, starvation, you want to conserve your energy. You want to move very slowly. Feel the sun coming out behind those clouds. That's not a good sign. It's gonna get really, really hot. Yeah, just save your energy for different survival parties. But I will do, you know, some very low energy kind of looking for some food. You only want to eat the minimum amount of food. Just a bare minimum, and just not feel hungry. If that makes you feel like you've got a bit more energy inside you, then so be it. But don't eat too much. So it's only. It's been. So I've got a step to something sharp. And it's stuck. It's stuck. There's something sharp in there. I don't know if you can see that. It's these. See, look how easily they stick into you. It's left to... still in there. So these have been a bane in my life for these past 2 days. You can't see them on the ground very easily because they are very sand coloured, and they just, in every angle at 360 degrees, there's a sharp point in there which keeps digging into my feet. That kind of really annoyed me. Yeah. Anyway, what you really want to do is kind of eat enough. Either eat nothing or just eat a little bit, which will keep the hunger pangs away. So, like, plants are normally the easiest thing around the world to find, essentially. Plants are low energy. Plants are normally the easiest thing for you to find out in most places in the wild. This is because plants, you don't need to hunt them. It's underground. They're decent carbs, easy. You don't spend a lot of energy kind of trying to find them. But I think in a desert, I think it's better to look. I stepped in another one. Look at that, 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 look at that. Ah. Ah. Okay, yeah. Personally, I say in a desert it's best to be on a lookout for more things like insects, lizards and snakes. Because like, if you're just trying to find out with plants, then you need kind of an expansive knowledge of all the what plants to eat. And as you can see out here, I've only ever seen one plant, and it's that plant right there. And those are dry, and those are inedible. Ah, oh, you're stepping. Another one. Another one. You know, so yeah, I think the sun's starting to come out. So whilst there are all kinds of edible creatures in the desert, they're hard to find, you know, because there's less for them to eat on, you know. Desert is a very barren land, so that means there's very few creatures per square kilometre versus say a jungle. Whereas jungle is just teeming with insects all over the place. You know, there's not really any mosquitoes out here. Mosquitoes are a sign of there's a lot of life a lot of the time, and there's absolutely not much life out here. So yeah, in the desert you can find things like, you know, ants, scorpions, grasshoppers, centipedes, tarantulas, snakes, lizards. I've always said, okay, my feet are just like, these rocks absolutely cane to walk on. It's just constantly uncomfortable on your feet. But yeah, you should always eat your reptiles and snakes because they can have bacteria in them as they are. My energy levels are starting to go. You know, a way to, you know, look for like lizards or snakes, mostly like lizards in the desert. Snakes are less common. It's to turn over rocks, so like this. They can often be underneath rocks. They often like to bask in the early morning sunlight just to get their body warm for the rest of the day, as they can't regulate their own body temperature as they are reptiles. Same thing that snakes do. Another one of those sharp things in my feet. But yeah, what you want to do is be very careful where you put your hands. You know, when you put them down, kind of move them quick and don't wait around. You know, you're more likely to find plants. Fuck's sake. Like, you're more likely to find plants, well, you're more likely to find insects and creatures to eat lizards in places where there's a lot of plants or vegetation. There's not a lot around here, so I've got really nowhere to look in particular. You know, they're more likely to be, say, near to maybe that plant, but it's just a barren place. It doesn't make that much of a difference. You know, lizards can be found quite out in the open at the time. You can kill them with like a stick or throwing rocks at them, or just catching them very easy. You know, in the early morning hours, they like to hide under flat rocks. So you just pin it, kill it with a rock very easy. A snake is a similar way, with like to bask out in the sun in the early morning just to warm up their body. But you gotta be very careful they don't bite you. You know, be careful exactly where you put your hands. Don't put them in any crevices. You know, I've seen crevices around here, avoid putting your hand in there because you never know what's in there. You do see on these survival TV shows, you know, they see a crevice, they find a snake, or they find a lizard, it's done straight away. That's because they put in hours and hours of editing, and loads of times that they would actually not find anything. That's just, you know, they don't really often find stuff in kind of holes, because a hole might be there, but most holes aren't really inhabited. They're holes which have been used in the past and are no longer being used now. You know, there's so many dangerous things out in the desert. You know, insects are out there that can kill you. They can carry diseases. Flies carry diseases from feces to feces. So you really want to be careful exactly what you're doing and exactly what you're handling. You know, you've got to check. You know, you don't want to be stepping over a rock like this and see a snake on the other side. So always go around the rock and be careful, because that's where they like to hide in, kind of that camouflage and kind of hide in the shade. Another shot. One of these. There's quite a few that time. So see that the fact I'm walking around barefoot means my feet are at risk of being bitten by snakes. They can be at risk of being just, you know, standing on rocks, standing on anything that could be sharp. Like, you really want to find roots of vegetation. I think later today, I think I'm probably gonna have to leave this area, so I don't think I can stay here for much longer. You know, there's not really any source of food or anything. Yeah, if you do find food, don't cook it. It just dehydrates the food, and it's going to mean it's going to require moisture on your body to digest it rather than moisture within that creature, lizard, bug, anything.